Welcome to another episode of the King Ray Show. I'm back again. You know who I am, your host with the most, King Ray Rizzle for Shizzle. Salute. Been trying to, man, get ready up in the joint, man. I've been kind of running behind a little bit, man, as y'all can see. Uh, Dome cap might be a little bit crooked. We're going to roll with it, though. We ain't going to worry about it. We're going to try to fix it. They're going to have to roll with it, man. Y'all, man, listen, man. Can't be perfect every time in, man. Can't be perfect every time in. Can't be perfect every time in, man. But we're gonna roll with it though. Trying to get it right. Salute to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate y'all being on the King Ray Show, man. I appreciate y'all being in the joint. Famo in the building, man. On deck. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you being in the joint. Markel, what's good, young homie? SJ3, my brother. Salute. Representing that GLG in the building. Evening ism. Salute. Codeine, I see you in the building, man. Robert Spoon, what up, Spoon? Good to see you in the joint. Royalty in the building. Salute to you, man. Salute. Los Angeles Survival, I see you in the building. I see you. I started from the bottom, man, and worked my way up. So that's why it's kind of going out of order. King Abraham, what's good, my brother? What's good? Good to see you in the joint. The Mr. J, I see you in the building. What else I saw here, man? I saw Roy T in the building, man. Let's get ready to do this, man. Let's get the people 30 more seconds, man, so we can get in here. RCI, what's good, brother? Good to see you in the joint. Pastor Eke, I see you, brother. I see you. Who's a you? What's good? Shalom. Let's get ready, man. Let's get ready. We got a good one coming up today, man. As usual. Back again on the King Ray Show, man. We doing it big. We doing major things around here, man. And I appreciate y'all being in the joint. Let's get ready to do it. I don't like the way my mic's set up. Let's get ready, man. Let's get ready. All right. You know, as men of God, children of Israel, people of God, y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear, man. First of all, put a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear before I even begin. Put a one in the chat for me right quick. Jay Snape, I see you, man. I see you. Waiting on a couple of ones here, man, so I can make sure, okay, the sound is good. All right, man, listen. Here's what I want y'all to understand, man. As people of God, men of God, children of God, godly people, godly men, we have a tendency to want to share the blessing that we are with people. We want to do that. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. But you have to be careful that you're not loaning yourself as a blessing out to people that don't appreciate it. And it's hard to tell if people don't appreciate it or not, because when you're in the mindset to be blessing people with your wisdom, understanding, knowledge, guidance, leadership, presence, energy, when you're in the mindset and the spiritual position of blessing people, you're not paying attention to whether they appreciate the blessing you are in their lives or not. And it is not until you start to feel your energy wane from their constant drain that you realize that, hey, I have been selling myself short. I have been dealing with this person in a way that is unappreciated. I have been giving of myself to this person and they're not appreciative. I have been loaning my energy out to a person who has no intention of giving me anything in return. Sometimes it's your parents, sometimes it's your siblings, sometimes it's your friends, sometimes it's your job. Hey man, sometimes it's your own children. And you have to understand why people do that, but even more than why they do that, you got to understand why you stay and continue to let people do it. You have to learn to separate yourself from people who don't appreciate the blessing you are in their lives. Because here's the thing, it's not your job to make someone appreciate the blessing you are in their life. It's just your job to be a blessing to the world around you. Whether they appreciate it, whether they accept it, whether they capitalize on it, or any of that, that's none of your concern. You can't be worried about that. You really can't be worried about it. Logic, I see you, brother. So listen, man, if you want to be a part of this live chat, go to the main channel page. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see a join button. Click that join button. Go ahead, dive into that kiosk, and come on back out here and kick it with us, man. No, that's what we want. We want you to be in here with us. So go ahead and make it happen, man. Go ahead and make it happen. Now, here's the thing. You got to accept the fact that people aren't in a position to appreciate you. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to accept it. You can't fault people for not being in a position to appreciate you. You can't fault people for not being in a position to align themselves with the positive energy that you bring to their lives. You can't fault people for that. You have to embrace the fact that whatever is going on in their lives or whatever has gone on in their lives, that's not your problem. See, there's a thin line between being a blessing to people's lives and trying to be their savior. Thin line. And many times, many of us, we don't just straddle the fence on that line. We cross over to the other side and we find ourselves having a savior complex. You know, the worst thing you could ever try to do is save someone from themselves. If you can't save yourself from you, ain't nothing I can do for you. Like if you are your own worst enemy, what can I do for you? So let's talk about the 10 reasons why people don't appreciate the blessing you are in their lives and how you must learn to separate yourself from those people. Now, the first thing is this. Most people have never felt appreciated themselves. So before you can learn to appreciate someone, you have to feel appreciated first. And many people you meet have never felt appreciated. They've done nice things for people. They've done, they've put themselves on the line for people. They've sacrificed for people, but they've never felt appreciated because the majority of people here have what we call an entitlement complex, a sense of entitlement. And we'll talk about that later on in the show. But when people have never felt appreciated, all they can do is take, because there's an emptiness in you if you never felt appreciated. If no one has ever made you feel appreciated, desired, needed, if no one has ever made you feel important, if no one has ever made you feel like you're good enough, if no one these are things that people should be learning as children. But when you don't learn it as a child, it's too late. You'll never learn it as an adult. That's what you must understand. When people have never felt appreciated in their lives, they will put the onus of making them feel appreciated on you. And as a natural blesser, you will take on that responsibility. Whether you should or not, you will take on that responsibility because here's the thing about it, man. You don't want to fail, not people, you don't want to fail God. So whatever your mission is, you don't want to fail at that mission. You don't want to disappoint the Most High. So you find yourself continuing to try to save people from themselves. And it's never going to work. You can never save someone from themselves. That just doesn't work. And I think we must understand that as men of God, children of God, people of God, we must understand that you simply can't do it. They're not going to respond positively to it. And it's going to continue to be a drain on you. Because here's the thing. People who have never felt appreciated, they have an emotional void in their lives. And it prevents them from accepting positive energy. When you have an emotional void, when you have a spiritual void, when you have a mental void in your life, you can't receive positive energy because you need healing. You need healing. You need to recover energy. When you have an emotional void, it's an energy sap. Like there's an energy leak in your life. There's a positive energy leak in your life. When you weren't treated right by your parents, there's a positive energy leak in your life. When you don't have a great relationship with your children, there's a positive energy leak in your life. When you don't have a great relationship with your siblings, there's a positive energy leak in your life. When you haven't accomplished anything you set out to accomplish in life, there's a positive energy leak in your life. If you have a bad habit that's causing you stress and pain, then you have a positive energy leak in your life. That is why God tells us to separate ourselves to his word through the vow of Nazarite, because we have to understand separation is the only way to make sure that people aren't draining you. When you need all of your energy to be dedicated to something, you have to make sure people aren't draining your energy. And many times when your energy is being drained, you're not getting anything back. It's not a reciprocal relationship. It's not a symbiotic relationship where they give something and you give something. It just doesn't happen. And the thing is, you have to, as Jay said, you have to validate yourself. You have to be important to yourself. That's why I say bless yourself first. Before you worry about being a blessing to someone else, you have to learn how to use that same blessing you're trying to give them to benefit your own life. Many times when you think about people who are so nice that they give their own bill money away to help somebody else with their bill, and now you got to call to make arrangements for your bill or have something cut off. That's being a blessing to someone, but not being a blessing to yourself. If you bless yourself first, you will find yourself in less situations, in fewer situations where you are in bad positions because you have tried to bless someone else. That is the problem that we have. Like when you are a godly person, when you are a person who wants to live a life that's pleasing to the Most High, then people will take advantage of that because they see your willingness, your need to be needed, your need to be liked, your need to be loved, your need to be appreciated, your need to be received, your need to be receptive or accepted. Your need for all of these things makes people take advantage of it. I will make you think I need you so you can keep being there for me. I will make you think you're accepted so I can keep reaping the benefit of you being around. I will make you think you are loved so you can give me your love, which I need anyway. So when there's an emotional void in someone's life, it prevents them from accepting your positive energy. You can give it, they will receive it, but they can't accept it. Let me rephrase that. They will accept it, but they can't receive it. If UPS drops the wrong package off at your house, it's at your house, but it ain't yours. It don't benefit you at all. You're gonna take it to your neighbor house. You're gonna take it to your neighbor house, and that's the thing. You gotta accept the fact that it's hard for someone to appreciate you when they feel like they've been drained. Let me tell y'all something. If you pour all the water out of a bucket, I don't care how thirsty you are, you can't get a sip of water out that bucket. I want you to go run your bathtub full of water, then let it out. Then go get in the tub and take a bath. I want you to drive all the gas out your car. And when it cuts off, I want you to sit there and I want you to take a nap. Then I want you to wake up and crank it up again with the tank still on E. When someone is drained, they have nothing to give you. And so you must know that when you're around people who are drained, you will be stuck. They can't give you anything. You will give and give and give and give. And if you are, here's the thing, it's not that you give and expect something in return. You give and you expect not to be drained when you give, because appreciation is the energy you give someone. If you give and you're not appreciated, eventually, man, you start to feel the drain that that person is having on your life. It starts to be detrimental to your very existence. And that's no way to be. So when you think about that person who has that emotional void that prevents them from accepting your positive energy, their need to recover their lost energy renders them incapable of giving any positive reciprocation. Like, if you're in need, you can't give. The Most High didn't say the poor and needy should give to the poor and needy. He said the people who have should give to the poor and needy. The poor and needy can't give to the poor and needy. You ain't got nothing to give. You need somebody to give you something. And so when we talk about poor and needy, we like to think about financially poor and needy. But you have to think about the emotional poor and needy. You have to think about the mental poor and needy. You have to think about the spiritual poor and needy. There are so many poor and needy people around you that you don't even know that what their needs are. See, you can't be there for people's needs. You are simply there to bless those who are in a position and a mindset and spiritual astuteness to receive the blessing that you are. It's not your job to bless everyone. It's your job to bless those who are in a position and a mindset where they can receive the blessing that you are. The most powerful word known to man is a two-letter word. No. N-O. No. It's a difficult thing to do to stop someone from draining you when they're draining you. You know, we talk about that in the context of relationships. Let's say a husband and a wife. If the husband or the wife is draining the other person, they can't leave because they only feel complete when that person is there. So you find yourself staying in a circle of people and where you know you're not getting anything in return. All you're getting back is what you gave. I want you to think about this. When, let's say, if I've got $50 and Famo has got $50, SJ has got $50, and Spoon has got $50. That's $200 altogether. So if we're going to go in on something, we can afford something that's cost $200. As long as there's enough for us to share, we can afford something that costs $200. Let's say we go into a function, we go into an event. We can get a dope Airbnb for $200 a month. Figuratively speaking, now this is figuratively speaking. But if we split up and say we're gonna all get our own spot, we all can only afford a $50 rinky-dink hotel, right? It's the same thing with your energy. You feel complete and more worthy when there are people around draining you because you mistake being drained for being needed. You respect being drained for being loved. You respect being drained for being appreciated. Being drained is simply being tolerated until you can no longer give what you've been giving. That's all that is. See, one of the greatest things is the lack of love in this society. Many people lack love in their lives. So when you bless people with your presence, when you do kind things for people, you're doing it out of your love for mankind. You're doing it out of your love for human nature. You're doing it out of your love for the connectivity between humans. You're doing it out of your love for the Most High. Well, here's the problem. When people lack love in their lives, they can't receive your love. They can't receive the gift of love you give them. See, we're not talking about, I love you, baby. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the gift of love. When you do something kind for someone, it's the gift of love. When you give somebody an ear to talk their problem into, that's the gift of love. When you help someone recover financially from something, that's the gift of love. When you help someone feel better about themselves, that's the gift of love. Most people don't have that in their lives. And so by the time they come to you and become a part of your life or you become a part of theirs, they cannot receive yours. So that is why you must know who you're dealing with. You must know who you're talking to. You must know what they've gone through. You must know what they haven't gone through. These are things that we must know about people because once someone starts to drain your energy, they will drain you until there's nothing left to drain. That is why you have to know when your energy is being drained and withdraw yourself immediately. If your energy is being drained, you have to withdraw yourself immediately. You can't stay. You can't deal with it. You can't accept it. And you know when you've been in a situation where your energy is being drained, it changes you. When someone's draining your energy, you change. It changes your entire being. It changes the way you view the world. It changes the way you view yourself. It changes the way you engage with people. It changes the way you engage with the world. It changes the way that you live your life. It changes the things that you think you deserve. It changes the things that you pursue. It changes the things you believe are true. It changes your connection to the Most High. It changes everything about you because it takes all of your energy to be the complete version of yourself. And so every little bit of energy you lose, you're starting to become someone else. You're starting to become a lesser version of yourself when all we talk about is becoming the best version of yourself. How can you stay in a situation that is causing you to become a lesser, worse version of yourself if the goal is to be the best version of yourself? How can we do that? What sense does it make? Got a couple of super chats here, man. Let's knock them out right quick, man. Pat Bat, appreciate the 2 bone. It's not your job to fix people you didn't break. It's really not. And the thing is, it's not your job. Not only that, but you don't even know how to do it. Hey, Bill, appreciate the dub, supporting the message. Salute to you, brother. Famo, back once more. Good to be in the kingdom. Many blessings to you all. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate it, Famo, as usual, man. So what Pat Bat just said is an interesting point. When you think about it, you think it's your job to fix people you didn't break. Here's the problem. You're not a fixer. You can't fix nobody. God is the fixer. The only one who can fix somebody is the Most High. They got to turn their lives over to the Most High. They got to do what we did. They got to separate themselves unto the ways of the Most High. That is the only way to fix yourself. Like, I can't fix nobody, dog. I'm not even trying to. If you're broken, ain't nothing I can do but stay away from you. But we put ourselves in situations where we're allowing our energy. It don't matter how much your energy someone drains. If someone is broken, you can give them all of your energy. That just means that two of you are going to be broken. None of your energy is going to fix them. Because think about this. Remember now, you didn't fix you. If you can't fix yourself, how you think you're going to fix somebody else? You didn't fix you. You knew what you had to do. In order to be fixed, you had to turn your life over to the Most High. So if you did that, why do you think it's possible for you to fix someone else? You can lead them to what they need to do to fix themselves. And if they don't do that, that's on them. All you can do is give the information. And that's what I've realized throughout this life, man. Listen, put a 1 in the chat. And we're going to be honest in here. This is the kingdom. It's the kingdom. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been used and unappreciated by someone before at any point in your life. It don't have to be recent, because when things like that happen in your life, they always feel recent. You know what I'm saying? They're all recent. Those things are never old. They're always recent. Listen, man, even myself, yes, I've been in a situation like that. I've been in a situation like that in my life on more than one occasion. Those are the greatest learning experiences. You have to learn. You have to learn how to protect yourself from those situations. You know, you give more and more and more and more, and you just seem to be more and more unappreciated. That's why I tell guys, if you're in a situation and you have a child and you have with a woman and she's not, giving you the respect that you need in that situation, you got to pull away before you get burnt. You got to pull away before you get drained. You got to pull away. You got to figure out another way to do it. You can't let somebody use it and take advantage of you. You can't let somebody, just openly, willingly underappreciate you. You just can't do it, because here's the thing. Those people will get their just recompense, but you got to move out of the way first. You understand? You got to move out of the way first. You got to stay out of people's way. We'll be more people in here, man. We'll open it up to subscribers for the rest of the show. Let's see how much show we got left. We got close to 30. We got about 30 to 35 minutes left, so we'll do that. So when you put yourself in that situation, you just have to remember that your life is the only thing you have. So you got to protect it. You cannot neglect it. You got to respect it. And then sometime when something's going wrong, you got to dissect it. You got to dive into your life and see if it's you or if someone else is draining you, because you leave your energy open to them. You cannot do it, man. See, here's the thing. When people are draining your energy, and here's what you realize. They say you never miss your water till your well runs dry. I agree with that, because people won't appreciate you until you're gone. But here's what I want you to do. If they don't appreciate you to the point where you have to leave, never go back. It doesn't matter if they get it together. It doesn't matter if they improve. It doesn't matter if they become the person that they were always intended to be. It's irrelevant. Never go back. Once you're underappreciated and you feel used or taken advantage of by someone, to ever go back and deal with that person on that level, it returns them to who they were, because a person can only deal with you by who they know you as. And no matter how they've changed, you are the same to them in their brain. And by the time they realize that, very few people will grow to the point where they just realize you are not who they thought you were. That is why you left. And that's why you don't deal with them. And that, man, you ain't got time to be worrying about if somebody going to get to that point or not. You can't afford that. You just must know that if someone can't appreciate you and it gets to the point where you got to leave because they're draining your energy, they need healing. They need to heal from whatever happened to them. in their childhood, in their adulthood, years ago, last week. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, they need to heal from it. And what do I mean when I say heal from it? I mean recover from it. I mean get over it. I mean, learn the lesson from it and move on with their lives. And if you are around people who have not learned lessons from their lives and they still harbor ill feelings towards situations, which means they haven't learned and got past them, or they haven't gotten the counseling that they need, or they just simply want to hold on to those things because it gives them a reason to not, grow and not become who they're supposed to be, whatever the reason is. When you know someone needs healing from things that you have nothing to do with, you can never go back because they will only drain you. And you know they will. And if you go back to something that you know will only drain you, then you will be destroyed. Because until they heal properly, they can only seek to destroy. When people are in the throes of self-destruction, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people are in the throes of self-doubt, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people are in the throes of low self-worth, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people give up hope on life and give up hope on success and give up hope on happiness, give up hope on joy, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people feel like they've been abandoned, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people feel like God doesn't love them, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people feel like the world owes them something, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people feel like no one has ever appreciated them, no one has ever loved them, no one has ever thought of them, no one has ever considered them, no one has ever appreciated them, all they can do is seek to destroy. When people are being drained by everyone around them and their energy is low, all they can do is seek to destroy. That's a lot of different scenarios that you have to avoid and navigate because all they can do is seek to destroy. That's it, man. You have to know these things. And so a lot of people, you have to put people away. You have to move people around. You have to slide people away and let them go and do their recovery thing with God and let them find out who they need to be, but not so they'll come back to you so they can be a better person for themselves. Because we want everybody to live the life that God has put them here to live. But you can't drain me to do it. You can't drain Famo to do it. You can't drain SJ3 to do it. You can't drain Abel to do it. You can't drain Logic to do it. You can't drain JK to do it. You can't drain Spiritual Alpha to do it. You can't drain Spoon to do it. You can't drain Royalty to do it. You can't drain Keep It Retro to do it. JK all day. Just putting some in the collection plate. Blessing the OG and the brothers in the kingdom. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you contributing to the growth of the kingdom, brother. So these are things that we must understand. There's a thin line, especially as a man of God. There's the rah-rah version of you as a man, and there's the thought-provoking, thoughtful, considerate, patient, distinctive version of you that thinks things through logically, relies on your spirit, man, to guide you. And then you couple those two things, and sometimes, man, the toughest road for us is the road that tells us, okay, it's okay not to try to bless everyone. It's okay not to try to be the godly man for everyone. It's okay. It's not your fault that people aren't ready to receive the blessing that you are. It's not your fault that people aren't ready to receive your wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. It's not your fault that people aren't prepared to grow at the pace that they could grow if they would just let go and be ready to go. If they would just let go and let God. It's not your fault. That's an individual thing. When we decided that we were going to follow the Most High, that's what we did. You can't drain the home in Mark Hell. in order to do that. See, as we stated earlier, sense of entitlement is one of the, I mean, listen, that is one of the most evil mindsets that any person could have. It is a terrible mindset to have. Because it's the least humble position known to mankind. And what does God tell us in the word all the time? Avoid the proud and haughty spirit. The proud and haughty spirit will be brought down. And sense of entitlement is just a proud and haughty spirit, thinking that I deserve things that I didn't work for, things that I didn't earn, things that I didn't learn. Anyone who has a sense of entitlement, I avoid them. Absolutely avoid them. You don't have to have anything else going on, but just that sense of entitlement is enough for me. Because a person who has a sense of entitlement can only take. They can only drain. They're not in a position to give. Even if they have it to give, they cannot, because they feel entitled to what they have. If you don't understand the blessing of the Most High in your life, if you don't understand the things that have been delivered to you that are not of your own doing, if you don't understand that there's a higher power called God, the God of Israel, that is in control of these things, then you will have a sense of entitlement, and you will feel like mine, 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 like a kid. Be like a kid with a toy. My toy, mine. The problem is you're not a kid. You're grown. You're an adult. You're an adult with responsibilities. You're an adult with a life that you're trying to build, a life that you're trying to live. And so the sense of entitlement, man, listen, that is the one thing that I will avoid at all costs, that sense of entitlement, brothers. I cannot deal with a person who has a sense of entitlement. Now, it makes me look at them a certain way. Like there's a certain spirit that I see on a person with a sense of entitlement. Because the sense of entitlement, the foundation of a sense of entitlement is laziness. You're lazy, you're not doing anything, but you think you deserve everything. And that's just something you have to, because the proud and haughty spirit must be avoided, because it will fall. And here's the thing, you don't want to be a casualty of someone else's downfall. So you have to distance yourself. That's one of the reasons that God tells us to stay away from the wicked, stay away from the proud and haughty spirit, stay away from the doers of evil. We have to stay away from those people, because in the time of their calamity, if you are close by, you will be affected as well. You can get caught up in the rapture. And we don't want to do that. I don't want to be caught up in, listen, man, I don't want to be a casualty of someone else's war. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting for my own spirit every day. I don't want to be a casualty of someone else's spiritual war if they've lost. Let me move away. That is why you need to be around people with like minds, like spirits, like outlooks, like ideas, like connections to the Most High. You have to be around people that are like you. And that's going to eliminate a whole lot of people from your life. Whole lot of people. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. If you don't take anything else from this show today, take from this show that the sense of entitlement is the least humble position known to mankind. And the proud and haughty spirit must be avoided, because when the downfall comes, it will come suddenly upon a person with a proud and haughty spirit. And if that is your compadre, if that is your associate, if that is your friend, you will get caught up too, because you should know better. You should know better. And here's one of the main things I notice about people who don't deserve your presence and you stay in it. People who don't deserve your presence, don't deserve the blessing that you are, they will make you doubt your own value. If you tie too much of your energy into that person, finally accepting your greatness and finally accept, man, listen, you don't have to accept anything about me. But if you are in a position where you are so worried about someone accepting your greatness and someone appreciating your greatness and someone appreciating the blessing you are to their life, that will make you doubt your own value, because you hang too much on your ability to make someone's life better. You forget that it's not you working. It's God working through you. And so if God working through you can't make that person's life better, they don't want it to be better. They don't want the wisdom, understanding, knowledge. They don't want the blessing that you are. See, the blessing don't come from us. The blessing come from God using us. The blessing come from God delivering through us. The blessing come from God using us as a vessel. It don't come from us. Hey, man, I'm just Dean. I ain't nobody. I'm a man, dog. I'm just a man that God has blessed enough to use me to do his job or to do his mission on this earth. The same way God uses you, the same way God uses spiritual alpha, the same way God uses logic before emotion, the same way God uses keep it retro, the same way God uses D. Flemings, the same way God uses Harlem World Breaker, the same way God uses young brother Markel, the same way God uses JK all day, the same way God uses Royalty, the same way God uses A. Bell, the same way God uses logic before emotion, the same way God uses Robert Spoon, the same way God uses retro, the same way God uses the kingdom of Ray to go out into the world and connect with the people. Because the people will believe us if we bring the goodness of God, because they're not meant to have a direct line to God like we are. It's a blessed thing to be chosen to have this connection with the Most High, to be able to go out and to wake up every day and know that God is using you to be a blessing to the world. How much better can it be? So you can't worry about the people who don't value you. It's not you they not valuing. They not valuing God. That's between them and God. If you don't value the blessing I am to your life, you are telling God, take your blessing and the man that came with it and get him out of my life. So why are you staying there when they are telling God, I don't want him in my life. I don't want your blessing in my life. Take this man away from me and take the blessing that you sent with him too. I got my own blessings. I don't need nothing from you, God. That is what they are telling the Most High. And you ain't got to let me hear you say it but one time and I'm gone. Because there's somebody out there who is ready to receive the blessing that you are in their life, the blessing that God sends through you into their life. There's somebody out there willing to receive it, man. They ready for it. So why waste your time on somebody who's not ready for it? Why waste our time on someone who's not ready for it? What are we doing? We can't play this game. We can't play this game. Man, God has got so many major things for us to do. We can't afford to waste our time on people that are not ready to receive the blessing of the Most High in their lives, man. That's on them. Not on me. And not on you, brother. Here's the one thing I want y'all to remember, man, if y'all don't remember anything else. It's okay to be a blessing to the world. It's a blessed position to be in, that God will use you to motivate people. God will use you to bring people into the light. God will use you to bring people into the truth. It's a blessed thing. But remember, God used you to bring you into the light first. He used you to bring you into the truth first. He used you to bring you into spiritual healing first. He used you to give you spiritual astuteness first. He used you to give yourself spiritual love first. So you got to remember to be a blessing to yourself first. Always first. Always be a blessing to yourself first. That way you don't end up compromising the blessing that you are for someone else. It doesn't make sense to do that. You have to make sure that you prioritize yourself, because you are the direct connection to the Most High. You can't sacrifice that for someone else, because if you sacrifice that for one person, everybody you meant to affect loses. Everyone that you are meant to affect, everyone who's, man, you can't care enough about one person to let them drain you. You can't care enough about one person to let them not appreciate you. You can't care enough about one person to try to convince them of who you are and who sent you and what you came with. You can't care enough about one person, because there's a bunch of people out there that need you to be who God put you here to be. So that one person who can't accept it, okay. So what? Let them do what they need to do. There's people down there waiting on you. They've been waiting. They done got their life together. They're just looking for instruction from God, man. We're on a mission for the Most High to affect more than one person, more than 2 people, more than 10 people, more than 100 people. We ain't got time to waste on one unappreciative, disrespectful, non-accepting, non-prepared to receive the gift of the Most High individual. If you don't accept the gift that I am, the blessing that I am in your life, that's your problem, not mine. If I stay and keep trying to convince you of the blessing that I am in your life, that's my problem, not yours. And if I let you drain me until I ain't got nothing left, that ain't a problem. That's the end. If you let somebody drain you down that low, man, God can't rely on you to do the mission because you had to be emotionally attached to a person to allow them to drain you like that. And at the point that your emotional attachment to a human gets stronger than your spiritual connection to the Most High, God can't use you anymore. You can't be trusted. You can't be trusted to stay in your spiritual realm. You can't be trusted to not let your feelings get involved. You can't be trusted to always put God first and always put you second. You can't be trusted. And at the point that God can't trust you, he won't put you out on a mission out here, man. He won't do it. See, no matter what happens, God knows he can trust me that within a 5-minute conversation, I don't know how many times the word of God gonna come up, no matter what we talking about. It's gonna come up because that's my response to the world. That's how I deal with the world. That's how I view the world. When I look at the world, I think about, hey man, what the word say about this? That's how I view the world. So God knows that about me. And he knows what he knows about you. But the one thing he needs to know about you, that when it comes down to a person, you will stay steady in the boat with the Most High. And you will stay on your mission and not compromise it or sacrifice it for anyone. That is what he relies on you for. And that is what he needs to be able to rely on you for. So, recap. Learning to separate yourself from people who don't appreciate the blessing you are in their lives. And why do you need to accept that? Number one, they've never felt appreciated themselves. And if you've never felt appreciated, you have never learned what it feels like to be appreciated. It's kind of like if you learn how to, once you're not afraid of the swimming pool, then somebody can teach you how to swim. You know what I mean? As long as you're afraid to get in the water, oh, that's a lot of water, I don't want to get in there. They can't even teach you how to swim. Once you get in the pool, especially on the end you can stand up in, man, they can teach you everything down. They can teach you, put your head on the water, teach you how to stand on your hand. You'll swim from side to side because you know that when you stop swimming, you can stand up. Number two, there's an emotional void in their lives which prevents them from accepting positive energy. Any emotional void, any spiritual void, any financial void, man, voids all over your life, any void. It will keep you from accepting positive energy because a void like that is simply a leakage spot for your positive energy. And once a bucket is empty, you can't get whatever was in it, you can't get a drop out of it. You can't do it. If you got a bucket of water and you pour it all out, man, you turn it upside down or even leave it right side up. After a while, you can't even wipe one speck of water out of there. You understand? And so you have to know when people have a leak, you have to deal with them with a long handle spoon. There's many people you meet you shouldn't even be dealing with. Just to be honest with you. Number three, their need to recover their lost energy renders them incapable of giving any positive reciprocation. Anytime you feel like, oh man, I'm in recovery mode. I mean, as SJ3 calls it, they're in roach mode. They're in a roach with the lights off mode. They're going around to find whatever they can find. They need whatever they can find. It don't even matter. They need whatever they can find. But when the light comes on, the energy comes on, the positive energy comes on, they flee. They're not in a position to reciprocate it, so they don't even want to be around it. So what does someone do when they don't want to be around positive energy? They do everything in their power to make it negative. Number four, they lack love in their lives, so receiving yours is impossible. Everything we do for people, we do it out of love. Love for ourselves, love for people, love for God. We do it out of love. Not that, oh, I love you, but not that kind of love, but love. Love of humanity. We do it. But when people have never had love in their lives, when they lack love in their lives, they can't receive yours. They can't receive it as the energy that it is. People who doubt, man, listen, have you ever been around someone that you do positive things for and they doubt the positivity of what you're doing? Even though it can't be anything else, they just can't bring themselves to wrap their mind around the fact that this is something positive that you're doing. You have to avoid those people. Number 5, you have to know when your energy is being drained and withdraw yourself immediately. I don't mean next week. I don't mean next month. When you realize your energy is being drained, you must withdraw yourself immediately. I mean right then. I don't mean next month. I don't mean next year. I don't mean plan to withdraw yourself. You better withdraw yourself right then. It is better to dwell in the... Why do you think the book of Proverbs tells you, man, it's better to dwell in the wilderness than in a wide house? It is better to dwell in the corner of the rooftop than in a wide house. You have to extract yourself immediately. Immediately. Number 6, they won't appreciate you until you're gone. But so what? Never go back. Never go back. They need healing. The person who needs healing, once they heal, they're a different person. You don't even know that person. So you can't go back. They're a different person. Then they work with you. And here's the thing. If you take all of the negative energy from someone, I mean, if all they give you negative energy, so what? Now they want to give positive energy. They don't get that opportunity. They've already given you all the negative energy. They don't get no opportunity to come back and fix it. All that time you were in their lives trying to get them to turn around, trying to get them to give you positive energy, trying to get them to reciprocate the positive energy that you gave them. All the times they didn't give it to you. Hey, man, you got to just say, okay, well, fine. Be blessed and give your positive energy to someone else. I don't need it. I'm on a mission for God. I get positive energy from everyone except you. Number 7, until they heal properly, they can only seek to destroy. That's all they can do. Until they heal financially, all they can do is seek to destroy. Until they heal emotionally, all they can do is seek to destroy. Until they heal mentally, all they can do is seek to destroy. Until they heal spiritually, all they can do is seek to destroy. Until they heal emotionally, all they can do is seek to destroy. That's all they can do. Until they feel like they've gotten what they deserve out of life, then they can't. All they can do is seek to destroy. You got to think when somebody's in that destructive mode, that destructive mindset, you have to steer clear of that person. Number 8, sense of entitlement is the least humble position known to mankind. And the proud and haughty spirit must be avoided because its downfall will come quickly. And if you are in the way and in the vicinity, then you may catch a stray. You must avoid the proud and haughty spirit. See, we talk about, those are terms that people don't use, the proud and haughty spirit. Today we call it a sense of entitlement. If you're dealing with someone who has a sense of entitlement, man, you better slide. You better move around. Move around, Brown. You better go, man. Number 9, people who don't deserve your presence will make you doubt your own value. If you're in somebody's presence, they will minimize the significance of you so much that you will start to doubt your own value. They will make you feel like whatever you thought you brought to them, it is nothing. And you will doubt your own value. You can't be around people who don't appreciate what you give, who don't appreciate what you bring, who don't appreciate what you deliver, who don't appreciate how God is using you in their lives. Because if they don't, then they don't even know what they want. See, I don't care what the blessing is that God sent me. I don't care what I thought I wanted. I don't care what I thought I needed. When God sent me a blessing, he know what I need. So whatever that is, I better figure out why he gave it to me and use it. And use it. Number 10, be a blessing to yourself first, then be concerned about blessing the world. You can't bless the world if you ain't blessed to yourself first. You got to protect the vessel that the blessing comes through. Don't you understand that you are the vessel that God uses to deliver blessings into the world? You have to protect that vessel by putting it first, by prioritizing it over everyone. There's God, there's me, there's everyone else. Y'all fight over position starting at number 3. Whoever earned position number 3, you can have it. Y'all fight over position number 3. Show me with your actions. Show me with your dedication to me. Show me with your acceptance of me. Show me with your appreciation of me. Who deserves to be in position number 3? Because position 1 and 2 are taken. There's God and then there's me. You can't get the top 2 position. Nobody can. I can't get the first position and God don't want the second position. Those 2 positions are solidified. So y'all fight over 3rd. And let me see if we need a tiebreaker. And the final thing, the thing I leave you with at all times on every single show, put God first in everything you do. So in this case, you can be aware of the direction he guides you and also be aware of the warning signs he gives you about the people you come into contact with. You've never come into contact with somebody who drained your energy and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You've never come into contact with somebody who didn't appreciate you and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You've never come into contact with someone who had a sense of entitlement and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never come into contact with someone who had emotional void in their lives that prevent them from accepting positive energy and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never came into contact with someone who never felt appreciated themselves and therefore can't appreciate you if God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never come into contact with someone who needed to recover their lost energy, rendering them incapable of giving any positive reciprocation, and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never come into contact with someone who lacked love in their lives, so receiving yours was impossible, and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never, you've never known someone who drained your energy without God giving you a warning sign first. You never known someone who wouldn't appreciate you until you were gone if God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never known someone who needed to heal because all they could do was seek to destroy if God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never been around someone with a proud hearted spirit and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never been around someone who didn't deserve your presence and tried to make you doubt your own value and God didn't give you a warning sign first. You never have. So you have to make sure that you put God first in everything so he can clear the way for you, so he can put the signs down for you and tell you where the potholes in the road are, tell you the places you should avoid, tell you the turns that are blocked off, or you might got to make a detour, tell you how close you are to the next gas station, tell you all of the things you need to know in your travels. You must know these things. You must know these things. Brothers, I appreciate y'all being in here, man. Y'all know we always have a blast in here, man. King Ray Ray Show, man. I mean, listen, man, I love this platform, brothers. I love it. I love it. I love the entire congregation, man. I mean, you see, we're steadily growing over here, man. We got 256 people in the live chat on the King Ray Ray Show, man. We are going to do our thing over here, man, because now it is crunch time in the world. It is crunch time in life. We must start to build the kingdom. We must start to build the kingdom. It is time to find out who is in the kingdom, who is not, who is aligned with the Most High, who is aligned with the enemy of the Most High. It is that time. We ain't got no time to waste on net nails. We ain't got no time to waste on no fruitless relationships. We ain't got time to waste on no fruitless interactions. We have to be trying to put ourselves in position. And that is the mission of the King Ray Ray Show. Famo. Salute, man. Glad you made the show this time, brother. I'm glad to see you in here, man. Harlem World Breaker SJ3, my brother. Salute to you, man. I appreciate you. Spiritual Alpha. Appreciate the 5 bones. Salute to the kingdom. Great message, King. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you being in here, man. I really do. Appreciate you. I saw Big Baltimore. What up, Big B Moore? Appreciate the 2 bones, man. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being in the joint. Think that'll get us right there, man. All right, let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. It's been so real. Let's get ready to get out of here. King Ray Ray, back on deck tomorrow, man. I told y'all we were going to get physical on their channel, man. Here we go. King Ray Ray, welcome to the kingdom. Be blessed, my brothers. Peace.